everyone. Welcome to New Release Today's Couples Corner, where we interview couples in the music industry.
We are your hosts, Danny and Janice, and we love to ask the fun, love-filled questions so you can get to know the couples behind the music.
Today, we have the honor of hosting Hannah Kerr and her husband, Jason. And Hannah recently won NRT's Female Artist of the Year at our annual We Love Christian Music Award show. That was
Whether
so
through powerful worship, inspiring messages, or simply the way they live out their calling, Jason and Hannah are a couple whose journey reflects passion, purpose, and a deep love for Jesus.
Amen. So settle in and get ready to be encouraged as we go behind the scenes of their ministry and marriage right here today on NRT's Couples Corner.
Welcome!
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us. I love it. This is so fun. I don't know, have we done many interviews together?
Not many.
Yeah, I feel like this is a special treat for us. So thank you guys.
So Hannah's like, I'm going to let Jason answer all of them since he's normally not.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, you can just see how it is to answer.
This will be fun.
Well, since this is Couples Corner, we'd love to start out by having you just tell everyone your love story.
Yeah, where should we start?
I guess day one, right?
Yeah. So we met in 2015, which was 10 years ago. So crazy. We met at Belmont. We both went to college at Belmont in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where we still live. And maybe you say your part of the story because
Yeah.
you had more context than me going into our meeting.
So I did some acting on the side, especially in college. It's just a fun side gig to do. And I was actually in a movie, like a low budget film that, well, it was fun to make. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. But the producer and writer of the movie was Hannah's original music producer as well. And so one day, actually the last day on set, he was like, Jason, you go to Belmont, right? I said, yeah. He said, I'm producing this girl that you should meet and write with. Her name's Hannah. And so I looked her up on Facebook to kind of get an idea of who I was looking for. And then that night in the cafeteria, I actually saw her in the cafeteria. So I walked up and I was like, hey, do you know Mark Miller? And she was like,
My Mark Miller?
My Mark Miller? What do you mean?
Like just this random guy walking up to me in the cafeteria. So romantic. But
Oh, yeah. The other side of that story is that I had just come from the set that day, so I still had makeup on my face. And she had just gotten off the bus from touring and had no makeup on her face. So we kind of swapped roles there.
yeah, I just remember thinking that I could not have looked worse in that moment. And he looked like perfect. Like his skin was just glowing. Like he looked perfect, which then I found out he was wearing makeup from the movie. So it made more sense. But anyways, I wouldn't say it was like love at first sight, but I definitely was interested from the moment I saw him. I just thought he had the kindest eyes and I thought he was so tall and handsome and just like was definitely interested. But he thought I was too young for him because I was a freshman in college and he was a junior.
For whatever reason, I thought that was too young.
2
That should
years.
be immature or something. But I've since learned that that's just silly.
Yeah.
So,
So it took us like maybe, I don't know, a couple months of being friends before Jason asked me out on our first date. We went out on our first date in December of 2015. And after that first date, we both were kind of like, okay, I think this could be someone that I fall in love with.
yeah.
So we dated for 4.5 years. Well, we dated for 3.5 years. He proposed to me on the day I graduated from college. And then we were engaged for almost a year and then got married in March of 2020. So we've been married 5 years and we have our first little baby on the way. He's going to be born in August. So we're really excited. Our love story spans a decade and now we have a baby to show for it almost. So
Oh, I love your love story. We love hearing love stories. So
us too.
Yeah.
I love it. So where did you guys go on your first date?
We actually went horseback riding at a stable just outside Nashville that has since closed, I heard. But it was called Juro Stables. And I grew up riding horses. And so I kind of knew how to ride and what that looks like. And so I also learned that she hadn't ever ridden horses much. And so it felt like something I could teach her how to do, that I could show her the ropes, literally. But
He was like a certified cowboy, and I was like, I love horses, but I'm scared.
Hannah's like holding on for dear life, and Jason's
Yeah.
sitting on the horse saying, come on.
Yeah,
and then she conveniently lost her phone, like it fell out of her pocket somewhere on the trail.
it was truly an accident.
So we had
But
to go
yes.
back. We walked the trails, just the two of us, trying to find this phone. And we held hands for the first time during that. And yeah.
Yeah,
So
big stuff on our first date, holding hands. But yeah, it was a great first date, very memorable. And Jason was really like my first boyfriend, like my first serious relationship. And so that was the perfect first date. Like it was so sweet. When I told my parents about him, they were like, oh no, he's going all out for you. I was like, yeah.
We took our first date. Our first date was getting ice cream, which I used to always say when I was single, like, I can't wait for ice cream dates with my husband. I would write like letters to
Oh.
my future husband saying that I can't wait to go get ice cream together. And he had no idea. He's like, hey, I want to take you to ice cream. And when we got there, he was like, hey, I'm paying for today. And I'm like, yeah, you are. Because if you don't, I'm done.
That's so sweet. We are big ice cream fans. So that would have been an amazing first date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So the next part of our interview, we're going to do rapid fire questions. So basically, we're going to throw some things at you, and you'll either point at yourself or the other person, depending who you think it fits better.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready.
All right,
All right.
first one.
All right. Who is the better cook? What is
Definitely.
your favorite thing to make for your hubby?
Ooh, favorite thing? I don't know. I guess like today I made this like oatmeal chocolate chip bake situation and it was very delicious. So I like trying new things, like trying new recipes.
My
Um,
favorite thing that she makes, we call sloppy Jose's,
oh yeah.
which we learned from a restaurant here in Nashville. But it's like sloppy joes in taco form.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. It's like taco meat, but like sloppy joe in a tortilla with Fritos, cheese, sour cream. Very good for you, obviously, very healthy. But it's really good. Actually, that sounds delicious, and we haven't had it in so long. I'm like, we need to have that again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, this interview has been fun. Gotta go.
Yeah. Gotta go make sloppy Jose's.
All right, next one is who is the better driver?
Definitely Jason.
Honest? Okay. Who is a funnier?
That's a tough question. We're both, I would say, pretty funny.
Okay, I'm gonna say that Jason tries to be funny in a different way. Like he has like dad jokes, puns, and I'm more like witty funny, I guess.
Mhm.
But we both think each other's pretty funny, so I guess
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Perfect.
Next one is who snores louder?
What?
Oh,
I
okay.
have voice memo audio proof that you snore sometimes.
Oh no.
He doesn't snore all the time. It's really just when he's like
And this is like as of this year was the first time.
it's like
so-
Jason turned 30 and his body was like, it's time, you know? So
Hey, he's a
Yeah.
dad now, so he's allowed to do that.
that's right.
He's got that one ear hair coming out here.
No dads.
Out of the two of you, who is the cheapskate? Who spends the least money? Yeah, my man.
Who
Yeah.
is more romantic?
Maybe
Maybe?
you.
Okay. I'll take it.
I feel like Jason is really good at planning dates and he's really great with words. Like he'll write really sweet letters and on like all of our anniversaries and like in all of his cards he buys the card that has something in it but then also uses the other side of the card to write like a novel that is always so sweet. So I would say you.
I
Well,
love
thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
You're also very romantic. but-
Thank you. What can I say?
That is good. He got me the best card for our anniversary this year. Same thing, like beautiful letter on the inside. And it was about a month later before I said, you did realize that was actually a birthday card, right? Like it was a hilarious card, but it
Oh
was
my
he was like, are you serious?
You're like, you were so close,
So
though.
close, but the card was hilarious. So
Oh boy. You guys don't have your baby yet, but who spoils the dog the most and treats them like the baby?
Definitely me, definitely me. I'm like, Elliot is my first child. I did birth him. He is our baby.
oh, I love it. All right, just a few more here. Who is more of the clean freak?
We're pretty equal.
Yeah,
honestly.
we're pretty equal. I would say neither of us are clean freaks, but we don't like a messy house. So we both kind of have like a similar threshold when we're like, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time. So, but Jason does all the dishes in our house. That's our thing is I do the cooking, he does the dishes, unless he's grilling, and then I do the dishes and he grills. So, yeah, I would say equal.
Fair. That's fair.
Mhm.
All right, couple more here.
Let's see here. Who is most competitive?
I would say me, probably. Sorry, finger point.
I guess Jason. I feel like you try more things. Like he can do water sports. He can
I love a
do.
good game.
He loves a game. Like if there's cornhole, like or maybe do you guys say bags? Living in Michigan.
We say cornhole, I think.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like if there's cornhole or can jam or something at the party, he's definitely playing it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm more of a spectator typically in those scenarios.
Love it. All right, our last one is who said I love you first?
I thought you were pointing at me. I was like,
No,
wait, what?
me.
He's like, I
same,
was saying
for
it
sure
back.
him.
I thought you said it first.
How did you do it? When did it happen?
I actually wrote her a song called I Love You, but the way the song played out is I never said I love you until the very, very last chorus, the last line of the song. It's like the first chorus ended and it was like, I love your hair or whatever. It went into something else. And then like the second chorus, I love the way you do something else. So like the last chorus, I love you. So
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
really sweet. He took me this house that he lived in with 3 other guys in college. There was like this roof area where you could kind of walk out onto it, which sounds unsafe, but it was safe.
Yeah.
But he took me up onto the roof and brought his guitar and played me the song, and it was so sweet. And we both kind of already knew that we loved each other. We just hadn't said it. But there was this one moment, probably 4 months into our relationship, where we kind of looked at each other and we both recall that as the moment where we realized like, oh, we're in love. But then he said it, of course I said it back, and it was really sweet. The song was 6 months into our relationship.
Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah.
Which seems so short now.
I
but
know. I'm like, oh
back
my
then
God.
it was like forever.
I think about our son and I'm like, if you're ever dating a girl, do not tell her you love her 6 months in. That feels so soon.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, we are going to finish out our interview today with some cup of love questions for you guys. You want to try the first one?
Yeah.
Bunch of fun, random questions for you
Fun
guys.
questions.
I love that.
All right. What inspired you to collaborate as a couple in this industry, and how has working together impacted your relationship?
Good question.
Yeah. I think what initially inspired us was kind of necessity. Like,
Yeah.
so before Jason, my brother Michael was kind of the one that would be out on the road with me, playing guitar, helping me advance my shows, all that stuff. And so Michael got married and had his first daughter, and he was ready to come off the road. And I really needed someone that I trusted, someone that knew me really well, knew my songs. And Jason was the obvious choice. This was before we were married, like when we were engaged, I guess, is when he started playing shows with me. So initially the collaboration was necessity, but then, well, I guess our first time collaborating was writing a song together,
Yeah.
which that was in 2016. So that was when we were still dating. But yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anything to add? I don't know.
I mean, that's pretty much it. It was out of necessity because Mike came off the road and it felt natural.
Yeah.
So we just kept going.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Very nice.
All right, our next one. How do you balance your professional and personal lives, and what strategies do you use to maintain a healthy relationship while working together?
Yeah. I feel like for us, it can be hard to balance, especially when we're out on a tour and we're like sharing a tour bus with a bunch of other people. And like, it can be hard to keep it not professional, but just like you don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable by being like really lovey dovey. So we kind of slip into like a work mode when we're out on the road. And then when we're home, we try to be really intentional about like going on dates and not talking about work when we're on dates, which can be hard sometimes. We catch ourselves talking about a show coming up or something, and we're like, hey, we need to like roll it back. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of what we try to do. But it can be hard. I think that's been the hardest thing for us to navigate over the past 5 years is how to work together and be professional and partners in work, but then also keep our romance alive and make sure that we're not falling into like a roommate partner phase.
'Cause that can be easy to do on the road. When you're living with 12 other people on a bus, it's hard to, because we don't want to express PDA anyway.
Yeah.
And so it's even less out there. yeah, we just have to carve out that time to make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Awesome. 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 There's that.
All right. What are some of the unique challenges you face as a couple in the Christian music industry, and how do you overcome them?
Yeah, this is a good one. I think for us, we were talking about this earlier, and so we've been married 5 years, and I feel like specifically in the Christian music space, we experienced a lot of people before we were ready to have kids asking us, "When are you having kids? When are you having babies?" Which is totally well-meaning, and a lot of people are really sweet to wonder, like, "You guys are so sweet. When are you gonna have babies?" But it was tough for us, like, in those, 4.5 years before we got pregnant to know how to answer that or, you just never know what people are going through, and, like, for us, before we got pregnant with our son, we had a miscarriage, and that was really hard, and it was, I remember, like, in that specific season when we were going through that loss, someone super well-meaning was like, "When are you guys gonna have kids? Like, what are you waiting for?" And I just remember being like, "Oh, like, if you only knew, what we're walking through right now," and it didn't feel right to, like, go into it in the moment, and so I think just that was a challenge for us was navigating that, even though people were so sweet and well-meaning, it was just like everyone's journey to parenthood, if you become a parent, looks different, and for us, it was just we weren't really ready to have kids until God really put it on our heart to have them and to be ready for it. And so once it was time to have them, then it was like, okay, yeah, like we're ready, we're excited. And now we're so grateful to welcome our son in a couple months. And
Yeah.
like we're hopefully he comes on the road with us and he's part of our, family calling to do ministry. And we'll see how it all goes. But I think that was something unique just because as Christians, like we know children are a blessing. We're excited about family. Like people love to ask about kids. They love kids. We love kids. But it was definitely like we would always kind of giggle to each other just before we had this little boy of just every concert we ever did, everyone was like, "So, when are you guys having kids?" Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad you put voice to that because I have a lot of friends too with similar journeys and things. And it's, yeah, obviously it's well intended, but
Yeah.
on
It
their part,
can Yeah, it can just be dicey. You just never know what someone is going through.
Yeah.
And so I always feel like unless they bring it up and they're talking about it, maybe it's better to err on the side of just what's the best thing about your marriage and how have you guys enjoyed marriage? Like just talk about marriage. And if they bring up kids, then maybe let's talk about it. But it was always a tough question to field, no matter what
Yeah.
that journey was looking like at the moment.
Yeah.
so much wisdom, just dropping wisdom bombs here. All right. I think we got time for maybe one more here. Go with that one.
Drum roll, please.
Have you faced any misconceptions or stereotypes about couples working together in the Christian music industry? If so, how have you addressed those stereotypes?
Hmm.
I feel like sometimes we have experienced people thinking that, like, okay, we'll meet someone and they'll be like, "Oh, you guys don't like each other all the time, do you? Like, it's really hard to work together, huh?" And we honestly,
And that can be true for some couples,
yeah,
but for us,
we haven't really
yeah.
found that to be the case. Like, we like each other every day, even if, like, we don't always get along perfectly, of course. Like, we're a regular couple, we have arguments and stuff, but
Yeah.
we love working together. And I think it's easy for people to think it's way harder than it is or to assume that, oh, your first year of marriage is going to be the hardest. But for us, our first year of marriage was like our favorite year that we
So fun.
had. It was
Yeah.
like the best year.
Nice.
So I think probably that. I don't know. We just really genuinely enjoy working together. We both have different strengths together as a couple and also individually. And so that's yeah, something that a lot of people face is like, "Oh, man, like, it's tough sometimes, huh?" And it's like, well, in some ways, yes, but for the, like, vast majority of the time, it's the greatest gift
Yeah.
to tour together, it's the greatest gift to write together, and we just like, we're married, but we're also best friends, and so it just kind of works
It
out.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of words, Jason has fewer words, like, it just it just works out.
Same for us all the time. One of our jokes that we like to share with people a lot of times is one day Danny said, "Hey, babe, so like on the way to church this morning, I had some things I wanted to say, but like you never took a breath." And we drive 35 minutes to our church. So we understand. We
Yeah,
understand.
exactly. No, that is so
Well
real.
played.
I think they say women use like 10,000 words a day or something, and men use like 1,500. Like we just, what can I
It's
say?
only
We're
10,000.
chatterboxes.
So true. So true. So that's all the time we have today for Couples Corner. I want to encourage everyone to connect with Hannah and Jason on social media. We'll have all those links in our notes here or through their website, hannahkermusic.com. I would also love for you to take just a quick second and promote your new podcast I saw on Instagram that you're doing. Tell everyone about that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, it's called In the Middle of It. It's from my song Same God. In the chorus, it says, "You're with me in the middle of it all, God." And this has been on my heart for a couple of years, but I feel like as believers, it's really easy for us to only talk about our lives when things are already good, when things have already been figured out. But that's really not the case for all of us. We go through life and we don't know how things are going to turn out. And more often than not, we're in the middle of a struggle or in the middle of a season that would be really beneficial to just be vulnerable and share with other people. And so the podcast is really special. It's lots of conversations with guests who are in the middle of something, whether it's infertility or grieving a loss, or if it's releasing a new album. Like some are more lighthearted, some are more deep. But Jason is a frequent guest on the podcast, and the second episode comes out this week. So they're probably, by the time people hear this, there'll be like 2 or 3 episodes out. So yeah, check it out. It's in the middle of it, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
cool.
I love it.
Thank you so much, Hannah and Jason, for being our guests today. And thank you to our NRT friends for tuning in to New Release Today's Couples Corner.
Thank you guys so
Bye!
much.
Awesome. Bye, you guys.